Anam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Jai Śrī Caitanya, Jai Nityānanda, Jai Advaita Chandra, Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Vande Guru Nisha Bhakta Nisha Nisha Vatarakan Tat Prakasham Tat Shakti Krishna Chaitanya Sangyakam Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahorito Gaur Udaye Pushpavanatao Chitrao Sandau Tamonudau Granthera Arambha Kori Mangala Charana Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan Tinera Smarana Hoya Bigana Vinashana Anayasa Sapal Nija Vanchita Purana Jai Jai Kripamoy Jagatera Nath Sarva Jagatera Koroshobha Drishtipad Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Dear worshipable devotees, thank you so much for joining. Vijaya Mataji, Muna Mataji, Manjali Priya, Lakshmi Prabhu, and Vipul Prabhu. So grateful for your kind association. So, who all have memorized this verse? Adi Lila chapter 5, text 77. Anyone has memorized? Can say without seeing your book or notes. Anyone wants to try? Yeah, I'll start. Yeah, Vipul Prabhu, you want to start?
Prabhu's after you. I'll get a revision at least.
Vishnu stotri nirupani purusha akhyani ato viduhu ekam tu mahata srashtri dvitiyam tav anda samsthitam tritiyam sarvabhutastham yangyatva tani gyatva vimuchyate. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu, please go ahead.
Vishnu stotrini rupani purukshakhani atho vidu ekamong to mahata srastri dityang to anda samsthitam tritiyam sarvabhutastham tani gatta vimuchyate.
Very well. Thank you.
I can try.
Yeah. Please try, Mata. Please.
Vishnustu trini rupani purusha akhyani atho viduha ekam tu mahatam srastra dvityam tu anda samisthitam trityam sarva bhuta stham tani gnatva vimuchyate.
Excellent. Very nice. Okay, so others also, please try to memorize this verse. Very, very important. We discussed in great detail yesterday. So in case you missed, you can refer to the yesterday's class. But very nice verse talking about the three Purusha avatars. The first one is the main creator of the universe, and then from the second resides in the universes. The third resides in all the living beings. And then one who knows about these three Purusha avatars will be liberated from the birth and death cycle or the clutches of Maya. So with that, let's move on to the next verse, which is text 78. Yadyapi kahiye tanre krishnera kalakari matsya kurma adi avatare ratin ho avatari. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Although Karanodakshai Vishnu is called a kala of Lord Krishna. He is the source of Matsya, Kurma and other incarnation. Haribol. So, what is kala? Who remembers? What is kala? Anyone?
Shyam.
Plenary portion.
Kala means art.
Kala is art, Mataji. That's in that's the other context. You're right. That's kala is art, but this kala is referring to
Shyam.
Amshera Amsha, the portion of the plenary portion. The plenary portion of the plenary portion is kala. So kala is what? Here Karanodakshai Vishnu is referred here as kala, who is basically the portion, the plenary portion of the plenary portion. And we discuss the word plenary portion. That means complete portion. The Vishnu Tattva is like the complete unit. The jivas are the anu amsha. They are not the purna amsha. So the kala is referred to the amshera amsha, the amsha of the part of the part. So all the other incarnation like Matsya, Kurma, Adi, Avatarena, Tino, Avatari. All these incarnations, Matsya, Kurma, Adi, Vamana, etc., etc., they are coming from the original cause, Lord Krishna. I mean, they're coming from their expansion of the kala, but they are also, in one way we can say that like the immediate cause may be Karanodakshai Vishnu, but what's the remote cause or the hidden cause is Krishna, because Krishna is the cause of all causes. He is this Purna Avatari. Is it okay? Okay. And of course, that meaning that kala, kalakar, kalakar, kala is art, and kala here is part of the part. Amshera Amsha. Kalakari. It's whose Kalakari? Krishna's Kalakari. Krishnera Kalakari. Of Krishna's, it is all the arts or the expansions of the Supreme Lord. Kalakar means the artist in the other way. He's the supreme artist. Let's read next. So 79. Yes. Munna Mataji has joined after a long time. We will be very blessed if you could read one verse. Yep. Munna Mataji, are you in a position to read or?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I'm not in a position to read because I'm with my baby and he won't let me, sorry.
Okay, no worries, Mataji.
Let you know in a bit, maybe within 15 minutes, maybe I will be.
Okay, sure. Yeah, after some time you can read. Yeah, maybe Vipul Prabhu can read this one.
Hare Krishna, devotees, Dhamma Pram, all which is Śrīla Prabhupada. Ete changsha kalapunsho Krishnastu Bhagavan Shayam Indari Bekulam Lokam Muyanti Ujuge Juge. Translation: all these incarnations of Godhead are either plenary portion or parts of the plenary portions of the Purusha avatars. But Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead himself. In every age, he protects the world through his different features when the world is disturbed by the enemies of Indra. So this is the slokas from the Srimad-Bhāgavatam 1.3.28. So in this verse also it is reiterated that so all the incarnations of the Vishnu Tattva are portion of the planet portions or parts of the planet portions, either direct planet portion or parts of the planet portion of the Purusha avatar. That means coming from what is that means what is the first of Purusha avatar, Prabhuji? Yeah. Kandaksha Vishnu. Kandaksha Vishnu or Mahavishnu. Sorry. Kandaksha Vishnu or Mahavishnu. And as you know, from Krishna, then Balarāma, and then 4 Chaturbhuva, then in Vaikuntha, Narayan, then again another 4 Chaturbhuva, and from then Mahashankarshan. From Mahashankarshan, it comes the Kanadaksha Vishnu. So Krishna is the head source of all avatar. So he's called Avatari. And he always comes, Lord always comes to protect his devotees. Like here is mentioned the Indra, and when we get disturbed by the Indra, demigods by the demons, human beings by other demons. So Lord comes, or his incarnation comes to protect us. Back to Hare Krishna.
Wonderful. Thank you, Prabhu. So, ete, all these amshas and kalas. Ete cha amsha kala. Amsha means part or part of the part. Kala means part of the part. Amshira amsha is kala. Ete chamsa kala pumsaha, of the Supreme Person. Who is the Supreme Bhagavan? Krishna Astu Bhagavan Swam. Indra Ari. What does Ari mean here? Anyone knows?
Indra and other demigods.
Ari means enemy.
Ari means enemy. Good. That's Adi. Indra Adi. If it would have been Indra Adi, then mean Indra, etc. But here is Indra Ari. Who Ari means enemy. Like Mrigari. Right? Mrigari means who's the enemy of Mriga or deer, or in short, enemy of the animals. Murari, the killer of Mura demon, Krishna's name, Murari. Right? So Indra Ari means those who are trying to kill Indra. Who are those? Demons. Indra Ari Vyakulam, the demons who trouble Indra. Indrari Vyakulam Loki Mridayanti Yuge Yuge. So he appears in different millenniums at different times. So in short, he basically protects his devotees. Anyone can think of a verse, very famous verse from Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna comes to protect his devotees?
Paritranayam sadhu.
Yes, Mataji, please tell. You know the full verse? You can recite the full verse.
Nasaita duskritam sambhavami yuge yuge.
Very nice. Paritranaya sadhunam. Paritranaya sadhu. Vinashaya cha dushkritam. To protect the devotees and to kill the demons. Dushkritam. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge. He appears time and again. Which verse is that? Anyone knows the number? Bonus points. Number.
310, 39.
Huh? Lakshay, you gave your exam. Please tell. It's in chapter 4.
I think it was like 4.8.
Yeah, you're right. It's 4.8. 4.7 is Janma Karma, right? 4.8 is this one. And
I think suppose Jada Jadahi before.
oh yes, Jada Yadahi Dharma says before. You're absolutely right, Prabhuji. And Janma Karma is the next one, the 4.9. All these three are very, very important verses in chapter 4. Vidaya Dharmasya 4.7, 4.8 this one, Paritranaya, and then 4.9 Janma Karma Chame Divyam. And so one should try to remember all these three important verses, right? Okay, so we read text number 79. Text number 80. Prema Sankirtan Prabhu, you want to read? Prabhuji?
Hare Kṛṣṇa Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Kṛṣṇa Prabhu, Hare Kṛṣṇa devotees, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Text 80. Shei Purush Srishti Sthiti Praloyer Karta, Nana Avatar Kore Jagoter Bharta. Yes. Translation. The Purusha, Kshirodakshai Vishnu, is the performer of creation, maintenance, and destruction. He manifests himself in many incarnations, for he is the maintainer of the world. Hare Kṛṣṇa Prabhu, back to you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you for your association. I'm glad to see. We were really missing your association for the last few days. Hope everything is okay at your end.
I'm studying little Bhagavad Gita, my wife and myself. So,
Oh, wow.
and so that's why.
And you have to give a class on your study, what you're studying.
Let me finish this study, Prabhu.
The study, the perfection of study is giving a class. When you have to give a class, then we really study nicely. That's my experience. So please consider. Okay, say Purusha Srishti. So that Purusha, what we're talking about? We're talking about the Karanadakshay Vishnu here. That Purusha Avatara is responsible for Srishti, Sthiti, and Pralaya. So he's the creator, maintainer, and destroyer. Karta, he's the doer. And then Nana Avatara Kari. He also does many, many incarnations, like we just read in the previous verse, right here, before. Matsya Kurma Adi Avatarira. So all these incarnations are also coming from Karanadakshay Vishnu and Jagatira Bharta. Bharta means maintainer or husband also is one way. Yes, Lakshay, Prabhu, please read.
Translation. The fragments of the Supreme Lord, known as the Mahapurusha, appears from the purpose of creation, maintenance, and annihilation. This is called an incarnation. Hare Kṛṣṇa Prabhuji.
So let's try to understand this. Amshera Avadhana. Seita Amshera Kahi. Avatar Nama. That fragment of the Supreme Lord. So this Amsha, or this Kala, who is creating so much, like Srishti, Sthiti, Pralaya, etc., etc., is also a very tiny fragment of the Supreme Lord. And appears for this purpose, creation, maintenance, annihilation. Is called incarnation. So he's a fragment of the Supreme Lord, Amsha, and identical with him. The next verse will make it little even more clear. So let's read the next verse. Yes, Shilpa Mataji, you want to read?
Yes, Prabhu. Adyavantara Mahapurusha Bhagavan Sarva Avatara Bija Sarvasraya Dharma. Sorry. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada Ki Jai. That Mahapurusha is identical with the personality of Godhead. He is the original incarnation, the seed of all others and the shelter of everything. Hare Kṛṣṇa, Prabhuji. Back to you.
Hare Kṛṣṇa. So he's identical with the Supreme Lord. So identical means he's same qualities, right? He's the Vishnu Tattva, as we have discussed also, and also the seed of all others, and the shelter of everything. Basically, he's the Mahat Srishti. So all this we are basically glorifying the Karunadakshay Vishnu or Mahavishnu here. Text 83. Is Bhaswati Mataji on to read?
Text 83. Advahovatara Purusha Parasya Kala Shavava Sadasammanasya Drabbang Vikaro Guna Indriyani Virat Sharat Sthansnu Charishnu Bhumna. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Purusa, Mahavishnu, is the primary incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Time, nature, Prakriti as cause and effect, the mind, the material elements, false ego, the modes of nature, the senses, the universal form, complete independence, and the moving and non-moving beings appear subsequently as his opulences. Purport. Describing the incarnations and their symptoms, the Laghu bhāgavata-sevayā has stated that when Lord Krishna descends to conduct the creative affairs of the material manifestation, he is an avatara or incarnation. The two categories of avatars are empowered devotees and tad ekatma rupa, the Lord himself. So the two categories of avatars are empowered devotees and tad ekatma rupa, the Lord himself. An example of tad ekatma rupa is Sesha, and an example of a devotee is Vasudeva. The devotee is Vasudeva, the father of Lord Krishna. Srila Baladev Vidyabhushana has commented that the material cosmic manifestation is a partial kingdom of God, where God must sometimes come to execute a specific function. The plenary portion of the Lord, through whom Lord Krishna executes such action, is called Mahavishnu, who is the primal beginning of all incarnations. Inexperienced observers presume that the material energy provides both the cause and the elements of the cosmic manifestation, and that the living entities are the enjoyers of material nature. But the devotees of the Bhagavat school, which has scrutinizingly examined the entire situation, can understand that material nature can independently be neither the supplier of the material elements nor the cause of the material manifestation. Material nature gets the power to supply the material elements from the glands of the Supreme Purusha, Mahavishnu, and when empowered by him, she is called the cause of the material manifestation. Both features of material nature as the cause of the material creation and as the source of its elements exist due to the glance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The various expansions of the Supreme Lord who act to empower the material energy are known as plenary expansions or incarnations. As illustrated by the analogy of many flames light from one flame, all these plenary expansions and incarnations are as good as Vishnu himself. Nevertheless, because of their activities in controlling Maya, sometimes they are known as Maika, or having a relationship with Maya. This is a verse from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 2.6.42. Back to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Mata, do you want to share something from this verse you liked or reflect upon?
Lord, when incarnate, what I understood, Prabhuji, so Lord incarnate in two forms, empowered in two forms. One is his devotees. He glorifies devotees and Lord himself. And Lords also create this material energies, material natures, everything is his creation. So when Lord comes with his all potencies, including the material energy, which is called Maya. Please add, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So 2 points of learning. One is the two forms of incarnations. One is the Vishnu Tattva and one is the Jiva Tattva, but empowered devotees like Prabhupada, like Vyasadeva, right? Like Narada Muni. These are also incarnations. Empowered devotees, the Lord sends them. They don't come out of their karma, like all of us practically. They don't come because of the bad choices or the tendency to lord over the material nature. They come for saving the fallen souls on behalf of the Supreme Lord, like Srila Prabhupada, the Shakta Vishavta, and Tad Ekatma Rupa. So Krishna does not directly interact with the material energy. Who interacts? His plenary portions or his kalas, like Mahavishnu, etc., his incarnations. Krishna does not directly interact with the material energy. And that is sometimes also called Mayika, having a relationship with Maya. The various expansions of the Supreme Lord who act to empower the material energy are known as plenary portions or expansions or incarnations. So they're also the complete Vishnu Tattva, and they're acting to interact, or yesterday we learned a word, to support the functions of material energy. Any other comments anyone has? This text or prior? Any thoughts, reflections, questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. You explained very easy way, and the Jiva Datta and Vishnu Datta, which is like is easy, at least for a person like me to understand this. Like Krishna is empowered when he comes, empowered by his devotees as Jiva Datta, and Krishna himself as Vishnu Datta. Thank you.
Thank you. We are also Jiva Tattvas. We are also Jiva Tattvas. But certain Jiva Tattvas are having special potency. Those are called incarnations. It's not that all Jiva Tattvas are incarnations. So certain Jiva Tattvas, like Srila Prabhupada, like Narada Muni, they are Jiva Tattvas, but they come for a special purpose to help other souls. Right? Is that okay?
Yes.
So they have been Nityaṁ, right?
Nityamuktas, eternal associates, yes. Pure devotees, Mahajanas, different words are used to address them. Nitya Siddha.
So Prabhuji, Panchatattva, are Panchatattva or the Vishnu Tattva?
Panchatattva or Vishnu Tattva, that's a very, very technical question. I forgot this. Of course, Balarāma, yes. Advaitacharya, yes. Radharani, who is Radharani? Radhar Pandit, right?
Except Srimad.
Except Srinivas, right?
Yeah.
So we don't put tulsi at his feet. I remember when we were doing the installation in Bankim Prabhu's place. Ramya Prabhu guided to not put tulsi yet. Does that help? Except
Yes,
Srinivas, right, Prabhu?
Yes. No.
Prabhuji,
Radharani. Also, we don't put tulsi at Radharani's feet.
yeah,
Because
Prabhuji, for Nitai Gaur also, I do not put tulsi because the senior devotees told not to. I just put the tulsis in their hands. Is that okay? Because they came as Krishna devotee. That's why senior devotees told not to put tulsi to their feet, but in their hands.
Yeah, both the opinions are okay here. One opinion is that they come as devotee. Their mood is as a devotee, so we not put. But at the same time, one other understanding is that they are the supreme. Jayendra Nandana Jai Sachi Sutta Hoilo Say Balarāma Hoilo Nithai. So it depends on the mood of the worshipper. It's a little high topic, but I've seen in multiple temples the tulsi is put. So there's no like one answer. We just, take one approach and stick to it. Not keep changing, Yeah. We just take one approach here and just follow it.
Hare Kṛṣṇa.
Yes, Prabhu, please tell.
I have a little different. So we follow Srila Prabhupada or Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, and then Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan, and Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Srila Narottam Das Thakur, Srila Srupa Goswami, in this way. So Nitai Gaur is Krishna and Balarāma. There is no question. I don't know, Bhashwati Mataji, where you heard from. Srila Prabhupada, he established that we have to put tulsi in Nitai Gaur's lotus feet. And Advaita Acharya Prabhu is Mahavishnu, so he is also getting the tulsi. And Gadadhar Prabhu is Radharani, because Radharani is Shakti Tattva. Even though we read that Radha Krishna Ekatma Dui Dehodori, but even then, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur or Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, they established that we should not put tulsi in Radharani's lotus feet, but we put on Radharani's hand. So Prabhupada actually taught his disciple to put tulsi in Nitai Gaur and Advaita Acharya Prabhu. And Radharani's Shakti Tattva, if you look at that Pancha Tatmatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam, Bhakta Rupa is Mahaprabhu, Swarupakam is Nityananda Prabhu, and Bhaktakkam Advaita Prabhu. Bhakta Panchadatmatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhakta Avataram Bhaktakkam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. Bhakta Avatar is Advaita Prabhu. Bhaktakkam is Srivas and Bhakta Shaktikam is Gadadhar Prabhu. So Srivas Prabhu and Gadadhar Prabhu, we don't put the tulsi. Because even in our temple and other, even I saw that in New York, Radha Govinda, everywhere I saw that they put tulsi. Especially, there is no question about Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, because Mahaprabhu is avatari. There is, Krishna has 64. In this verse when we read, it says Tad Akatma Rupa, and another one is empowered devotees. So Tad Akatma Rupa, even you will see, Prabhu, when you gave that chart, you will see that there is also stated that some of the avatars is little less qualities, and Krishna has all these 64 qualities in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. It says that. And Mahaprabhu also has all 64 qualities. So Mahaprabhu and Krishna, they are avatari. And when Krishna comes, only Mahaprabhu comes. Mahaprabhu also doesn't come. In Brahma's one day, Krishna comes. And Mahaprabhu also, when Krishna comes, Mahaprabhu also comes. Just after Krishna comes. So we should not have any question about that Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, they are Nitai and Gaur are Krishna and Balarāma. And you will see even some temples Prabhupada only established like Nitai Gaur. He didn't even establish Krishna Balarāma or Radha Krishna. So I think we need to, I apologize, but Bhashwati Mataji, I don't know where you heard that, because so far my understanding, the Gauriya Vaishnavas, they don't even any discrimination between Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu with Krishna and Balarāma.
Prabhuji, sorry for my.
No, I apologize. If I am rude or anything. Sorry.
No, Prabhuji, no. I didn't know that, but from now on, I will correct myself, Prabhuji. Thank you for.
Thank you, Prem Sankirtan Prabhu. But yeah, it's a good question. Like, where you heard that? That's an important thing to,
Prabhuji, I heard that some lecture, some discussion, I remember, Prabhuji, and that time also it was mentioned like, yes, in some, that way you told, like, yes, there is two different type of opinion about that, Gauranga Prabhu came as a devotee, so that's why we can put in his hand, like, but right now I cannot remember, but in some discussion somewhere I heard in ISKCON, Prabhuji, in ISKCON, maybe I can remember correctly, but like two different opinions are there like that.
Yeah, but I think that our formula is clear. When in doubt, follow the acharyas.
Yes.
Like Srila Prabhupada, and because we are Prabhupada Anugas, right? Even sometimes there may be multiple opinions, which could be correct also, but we just have to follow what Prabhupada has given us, right? Otherwise, we will be confused and, and then there is tendency of deviating from the Prabhupada's principles. So good that you asked. Good, it's good. Because, it's very clear, yeah. Yes, Prabhu, you're saying something.
Yeah, please, to clarify myself. So, tulsi offering, it comes only one way, to put in the offer to the feet, like flowers, we offer to the Lord's feet, mainly. So, but it can be as a garland also. So tulsi offering is to the feet. So it is nothing like hand. Sorry, it's my limitation, like hand versus feet. And if it's a Vishnu Tattva, like Pancha Tattva, Vishnu Tattva and Jiva Tattva. So 4 are Pancha Tattva and Srinivas Prabhu is Jiva Tattva. So in that case, just correct me. That is my understanding. That offering tulsi to the feet of the Vishnu Tattva, 4 of them, and Jiva Tattva, not offering. But can you offer? The second question from me, that can you offer to the devotee like Prabhupada hands, or can I put a tulsi in the hands of Prabhupada? So there's 2 questions from my
Generally,
side.
if you see in the temple, you may have seen sometimes in Radharani's hand a tulsi is put. I'm not sure if you observe. I have seen many times they put a tulsi in Radharani's hand. Maybe next time you go, try to observe in some temple, you'll see that for sure. Or sometimes they give a garland. Sometimes they give, a bouquet of flowers. Sometimes some other, like a necklace. And there's always something in Radharani's hand who is pointing or looking towards Krishna. The idea is that she's offering that to the Lord. So in multiple temples, this is done, which is very, very. So we don't offer tulsi yet, and tulsi garland is perfect. Tulsi at the feet is fine for Vishnu Tattvas. We don't give tulsi garland to Radharani. Maybe in the hand, not in the neck. But of course, when it comes as the Mahaprasad, right? Then as the devotees take the garland of the Lord, we smell the tulsi, we take the tulsi. But generally in temple, the flowers are given in Prabhupada's hands. Yes, Prem Sankirtan Prabhu, you want to add, please.
I really apologize. I'm just sharing. I'm not correcting anybody. Just Bipul Prabhu's. Again, I want to just. We don't put. Bipul Prabhu was saying that 4 of them. No, it's not actually. Advaita Acharya, Nityaānanda Prabhu, and Mahaprabhu. In those 3 Prabhus' lotus feet, we put the tulsi. We don't put in Gadadhar Prabhu's lotus feet because he is Radharani. He is Bhakta Shaktikam. Radharani is Shakti Tattva. She is the Shakti means energy, the internal energy, marginal energy, and external energy. In all this energy, she is the topmost. So, there are some controversies in the Gauriya Vaishnava. There are some Gauriya Vaishnava Sampradaya. They put tulsi in Radharani's lotus feet. But Srila Prabhupada or Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, they didn't recommend that one. So that's what I'm sharing that one. That in Panchatattva, even in Mayapur, only they put tulsi in Advaita Acharya Prabhu, Nityaānanda Prabhu, and Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. We don't put tulsi in Gadadhar Prabhu's lotus feet. I just wanted to share it.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. So I think that clarifies now.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So just again to clarify myself. So can I put tulsi in Prabhupada's hand? Just to, or should not be offered?
I think Prabhu, it will be better if you ask like Pran Govinda Prabhu or senior devotees, because what happened actually, I think this are the weird worshipping, you understand, like if you do something, then your children will do looking at you. I will suggest, my humble suggestion is, we should ask the senior devotees, really senior devotees, can we put, but I didn't see here or, I mean, in New York, actually, I was going every day when I was staying in New York, every day in the temple. I didn't see like Prabhupada's hand, anybody put tulsi. But as Shubhilash Prabhu was saying that I see invariably the Radharani's lotus hand, there they put the tulsis. Actually, I think it is going to be better. I don't want to say anything, but we should not do anything, speculate or do by ourselves. Because Tulsi Devi is a very significant. See, Tulsi Devi we are Tulsi Devi's worshipper. And Tulsi Devi is so much, you see in the Kirtan we say, Namo Namo Tulsi Krishna Prayoshi. See, Krishna Prayoshi. If someone tells me you are Krishna Prayoshi, it's like a Krishna Prayoshi is an adjective. When we chant that Tulsi prayer, you see in the first line, we are saying Namo Namo Tulsi Krishna Prayoshi. So she is the best lover of Krishna and she has been given that. Nobody actually object on that. So we have to be really, and we are Tulsi Devi's worshipper. We worship Tulsi Devi so that she can help us to get into that. So, I mean, I think you should ask senior devotees. That's my humble suggestion.
Yeah, please. Thank you. I never did that, just Koi. Thank you, Roji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Yeah, and I think it's safe to just follow what practices and processes are done in the temple. Yeah, it's always the safe bet, because especially in a temple which is going on for many, many decades, like for example, ISKCON Alachua, and there are so many Prabhupada disciples there, so many wonderful devotees there. So yeah, we can certainly ask them and just follow in their footsteps, what their processes and whatever ways they are using for worship have been done very, very thoughtfully and under the realm of Gaudiya Vaishnavism and Prabhupada's teaching. So good. So I think we had good discussion today. So we'll pause here, but happy to see everyone back again. And thank you so much for your association. Anchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindubhyaiva cha patitanam pavanebhyo. Shri Caitanya Caritāmṛta ki jai, Shri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Mahāshay ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaur Bhaktavinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.